This is a paid presentation of the law offices of Andrew Weitz. The law offices of Andrew Weitz serves all of Southern California.
Actually, I was dealing with the bank directly for a year and couldn't get anywhere.
They just told me to keep sending the documents and kept stalling and making excuses.
I was in foreclosure, almost losing my house by any day now.
We sat down, we talked, and filled out the paperwork, gave them the documentations that they needed, and boom, bam.
You need a lawyer, because if you don't get one, they're going to mess with you. And they're going to, especially the banks, and especially some banks, they will run over you like a steamroller.
I'm Alan Mendelson, and over the years I've been telling you about the real estate crisis, the foreclosure crisis, the mortgage crisis. And now I want to tell you about Andrew Weitz and the law offices of Andrew Weitz, and how they're helping people keep their homes in this troubled economy. These are true stories involving real people. No one is an actor. This is Harmony's home in Acton. She struggled to save it from going into foreclosure. Harmony told me about her struggle.
The bank wouldn't listen. They would request 100 million documents, but then they'd say, oh no, we can't do anything. And so then I went into a Chapter 13. And I kept that going for a year. And then I was working for Disney Studios, and then they laid off. So when that happened, of course, I had to go find help.
But her home also includes a ranch and a business, and she had to save it all from foreclosure. She boards horses on a ranch, and she has employees, and professional riders train here, including professionals who work in movies and TV. This is not your usual mortgage or real estate case. There really is a lot riding on this.
We do horse boarding, we do training.
So this isn't just your home, this is also your business.
Yeah, it's a business too. So they saved everything.
That's what it did. They saved everything.
They saved everything. Yes. Yeah.
So you really had to save everything here.
Yeah, we did. We've got a lot. We've got 21 horses boarded here.
Attorney Andrew Weitz and his staff were able to save the home from foreclosure, and they saved her business and the jobs of her employees.
4 other families. Yeah, we've got the ranch hand family.
Her original payment was over $4,000 a month. Now it's under $2,500. They also got Harmony out of bankruptcy.
And he also got the Chapter 13 dismissed.
So you got out of bankruptcy and you got a better deal on your mortgage?
Yes. Yes, I did.
And that meant a lot to her employees and to her professional clients like Nora Cipriani, who came here from Switzerland.
I came all the way over here from Switzerland with 3 show jumpers, with my 3 show jumping horses for this project here. And if this ranch would have been foreclosed, I would be living on the street now with 3 show jumping horses. And
so there was a lot at stake here.
Oh yeah, everything was at stake, really, my whole life, actually.
So you can see this was more than saving a house or saving a ranch in Acton. This was about saving people and their livelihoods.
I just found out, so I'm still very, very excited about it and still in shock as well. I think I turned like white and was going to pass out when he told me because I just didn't believe it.
After 3 years, you couldn't believe it.
I just couldn't believe it. Yeah. But yes, I'm very, very excited about it.
If you are in default on your mortgage, or if you fear you will go into default, or if you are in foreclosure now, call the law offices of Andrew Weitz for a free consultation about your mortgage and your rights as a homeowner. Call 855-864-4010. The law offices of Andrew Weitz can review your loan documents to determine if there was any wrongdoing by your lender, loan companies, banks, service providers, or their representatives. There are laws to protect you. Call for a free consultation. 855-864-4010. Inga Payne struggled for a long time, for years in fact, to try to get a better mortgage deal on her multi-unit property. She struggled with the bank, and she even struggled with another law firm that said they could help her, but didn't.
3.5 years to nowhere.
And what about the bank?
Well, with the bank itself, I went to different little seminars that they had. I talked to the bank reps. I followed all the directions that they wanted me to follow. I submitted the paperwork. And each time that they wanted documentation, I gave it to them. And then they turn around and then tell me no. So it took them like 7 to 8 months to tell me no.
So you worked with another law firm for 3.5 years and then with the bank for 7 to 8 months?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Then she spoke to Andrew Weitz and his staff.
So I gave them a call. They called me down. We sat down. We talked and filled out the paperwork, gave them the documentations that they needed, and boom, bam, it was done.
How quick was boom, bam?
2.5 months.
Really?
Yes, 2.5 months. I was really, really surprised.
That's a pretty good boom, bam, huh?
Very good boom, bam.
Here's what Andrew Weitz and his staff did for Inga. Her original loan amount was $688,578.76, and her interest rate was 8.12%. That gave her a monthly payment of $4,569. But this was a negative amortization loan, meaning that with each payment, the amount she owed went up. Taxes and insurance were not covered by the payments. Her new loan amount is $396,727. And yes, she did get a principal reduction of $291,850. And she got a lower interest rate also. Now it's just 4.5% for the life of the loan. And the new monthly payment? Just $2,953. And this covers the principal, the interest, the taxes, and the insurance.
Actually, I was dealing with the bank directly for a year and couldn't get anywhere.
Meet Joyce DeCastro, who was also helped by Andrew Weitz. She called for help after getting nowhere with her bank.
I kept submitting my documents over and over again. And
That's what
nothing.
we hear all the time, is that people submit their documents and they just get no answer.
No, and then they request it so many times. I've sent it to them via fax, mail, everything, numerous times.
So you needed a lawyer to talk to the bank.
Unfortunately, yeah. I tried to do it on my own.
And how long did you try on your own?
Over a year.
Just sending documents back
Sending
and
documents back and forth and being on hold on the phone for the longest time.
She needed help with her mortgage. The original loan amount was $745,547. Her interest rate was 6.375%. The monthly payment was $4,463.61, and that was for interest only. Attorney Andrew Weitz got her a new deal. The new loan amount is $585,000. The new interest rate is 2% for the first 5 years, and then it increases slightly to 3.625% for the remainder of the loan. Her new payment now is $2,938, and that covers principal and interest and taxes and insurance. She couldn't do it on her own.
No, I tried to do it on my own, assuming that, the banks would listen, but no. It took retaining an attorney to get any response from them.
It seems as though you got to have a lawyer.
Unfortunately, I guess so. I mean, they say no, but then...
The banks
it
tell you
helped.
no, huh?
Well, just like with it's like you don't need an attorney, but sometimes you have to.
If you are in default on your mortgage, or if you fear you will go into default, or if you are in foreclosure now, call the law offices of Andrew Weitz for a free consultation about your mortgage and your rights as a homeowner. Call 855-864-4010. Meet attorney Andrew Weitz. Attorney Andrew Weitz is ready to give you a free consultation to help you keep your home and keep you out of foreclosure. And they want to protect your rights and your income if you are in an accident.
Auto accidents, slip and falls, any sorts of cases where someone is injured. We are here to help our clients. What really warms me, what really inspires me, is saving someone's house, or it's helping an injured person in a car accident get what he's actually entitled to.
Attorney Andrew Weitz and the mortgage experts at the law offices of Andrew Weitz know how to deal with banks and lenders and mortgage companies to get results. Even though there are new laws that do help homeowners, you need a lawyer.
Regardless of what the situation of the law is, whether it's favorable to the consumer or favorable to the banks, you need a lawyer, because if you don't get one, they're going to mess with you. And they're going to, especially the banks, and especially some banks, they will run over you like a steamroller to take advantage of you. So you need a lawyer that's aggressive yet diplomatic.
We heard from consumers who tried to get help from the banks without a lawyer, and they couldn't get help.
But the very fact that you have no lawyer, it makes the bank, they're not going to take you seriously. Let's put it that way. They'll just basically ignore you as much as they possibly can and not do anything for you.
If necessary, the law offices of Andrew Weitz knows how to use the bankruptcy laws to stop a foreclosure.
We take care of foreclosure defense, as we first talked about, personal injury, and we also do something we have mentioned is business litigation and bankruptcy.
So bankruptcy can help you save your house.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Now, here's a story you don't hear very often. It's about a family that was selling their home using a short sale, but at the very last minute, they saved their home. Meet the Aguilar family. A few years ago, they were selling their home using a short sale because they couldn't make a deal with their bank to keep their home. Jose told me that they even moved out because the short sale was going through.
We moved out because we were trying to get the modification by ourselves, and the bank denied it. And then we have to do short sale because we realized that we can afford the mortgage payment. So we move out.
But then Jose and his wife got help from attorney Andrew Weitz. They found out they could keep their home. They didn't have to do the short sale.
He told us to get back home, and he's going to work things out.
So you were doing a short sale, or the short sale actually went through?
The short sale actually went through because it was already somebody interested in the house, and he came and also he put some money down, so that way the house cannot be sold to anybody else.
So you canceled the short sale.
Then I canceled the short sale after I visited the lawyer.
Right.
And
you were able to keep the house.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So you really were rescued at the very last minute.
Yes. It was at the very last moment that we decided to visit the lawyer, and the lawyer, I don't know what he did, but anyway,
It was magic.
Right. Well, yeah.
I mean, you had the house selling in a short sale, and you managed to cancel the short sale, fix the mortgage, and keep your house.
Right, and keep the house.
That was welcome news because they didn't want to move. What a mess having to move, huh?
Oh yeah, it's very painful. Moving out and then moving back home, but it's worth it. I mean, it's good that we visit the lawyer.
Right. How long have you lived here?
We've been living here for 8 years. 8 years, since 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been living here for 8 years already.
Wow, I can't believe that. I never heard that before.
Oh, is that right?
You actually had the house being sold in a short sale and turned it all around.
Yes, yeah. It's amazing how things happen.
The Aguilar family originally had a loan of $456,668 with a monthly payment of $3,242.51, principal and interest. The interest rate was 6.375%. But attorney Andrew Weitz and his staff were able to deal with the bank, and the principal loan amount was reduced, and the interest rate was lowered to 4%. The new payment is $2,907 with principal and interest and taxes and insurance included. But wait, there's more to tell you. 2 months later, they were able to negotiate an even better deal with the bank. The second time around, the loan balance was reduced by $97,641.89, and the newest payment is $2,237.59, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, all included. When you try to do it on your own with the bank wouldn't work with you, huh?
Bank didn't work with us, and I don't think that a bank works with anybody else. That's how it is. Sometimes you don't know how to fill up applications. Maybe instead of helping yourself, you're screwing yourself because you're doing things wrong. That's why we have to be professionals who knows how to handle those things.
You need a lawyer, huh?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And now, after 8 years, they really feel the home is theirs. So you don't have to worry about moving out again.
Oh, no. Now we feel like this house is ours. It's our house. Nobody is going to throw us out no more. Yeah, so we're happy family.
If you are in default on your mortgage, or if you fear you will go into default, or if you are in foreclosure now, call the law offices of Andrew Weitz for a free consultation about your mortgage and your rights as a homeowner. Call 855-864-4010. Now I'm going to tell you about another family here in Upland who bought their home at the peak and also got interest rates on loans when they were at their peak. Meet the Colemans, and they tried for a long time to deal with their bank on their own. They needed help with their mortgage, and the bank just gave them the old runaround.
They just told me to keep sending the documents and kept stalling and making excuses. And if it wasn't a tax return they needed some additional W-2s and forms. And so.
You really think they stalled intentionally?
Yes, I think they stalled intentionally.
Why?
To see if we were going to come up with the money they asked us to come up with, in the rearage they asked us to come up with.
Yeah.
And when we didn't, then they were foreclosed, of course.
Do you think they did it to try to really get your house?
I don't think it was nothing done viciously. It's just the way the system is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their formula, you know, just push people to the edge.
To the edge, and figure you just go away. And then you fold, and they'll resell the house, foreclose and resell the house.
And they'll probably make money at it. They're doing that too. Sure.
Definitely.
Dealing with the bank was difficult and took its toll.
Well, I thought it was nerve-wracking, actually, because you send in your documents and they claim they need to get them again. You send them back, they lose them, you send them. It was nerve-wracking, actually. Yeah. Very frustrating.
And when you dealt with these lawyers, how'd they do it?
They were very clear. They stayed in communication with us, and that's what I liked about them. And also, they were very sincere. They spoke to us in a very sincere manner, and they communicated with us constantly. And so they had my trust early on, and they came through.
Attorney Andrew Weitz was able to help them.
Interest rate reduction. We also got the principal reduced, but that's a plan to get it reduced. Yeah. And payment reduction.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you also paid off a second, I understand.
Well, we're in the process of paying off a second.
Yeah,
yes.
So that's really great. I mean.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Can't ask for more.
Now, you tried this on your own, I guess. Huh?
For several years.
Years?
Years. Going back and forth with them asking for additional documents each time I send in documents. We ask for more type of documents.
That's what the banks do. They keep asking you for more and more and more.
Yeah,
and you give them more and more.
Sending it, and I just got frustrated and saw you on television one day and decided, I'm going to try this.
Yeah. Here's how their situation changed with the help of Andrew Weitz. A first mortgage loan was reduced from $685,810.99 to $469,377.65, which was a principal reduction of $216,433.34. They had an original payment of $4,232 a month. Their new payment is $3,201, and they have a mortgage rate of 4.13%. And that's fixed and includes the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So your mortgage is now at a fair price for the value of the house and what you can afford?
Yes. Yes, it's a fair value now. We feel good about paying what we have to pay now, where before we were overextended.
Yeah. How long did you buy the house?
2005.
Oh, so you bought it like the peak?
Yes. Right at the peak. Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm going to guess that your income also went down with the recession like everything else did?
I retired in 2011.
Yeah.
And the income went down. And that just added more frustration to it.
Right. Plus you bought it at really what were inflated prices.
Inflated price for the first and second.
And they told me something that many others have also said. You need a lawyer.
I would say so. In this day and age, you do need someone that's capable and knows what this particular climate is when it comes to keeping your home.
I would suggest that they not do it by themselves. A lawyer would be the best way to go.
So they were very sincere. They were very sincere people, and you could trust them, and they kept their word.
If you are in default on your mortgage, or if you fear you will go into default, or if you are in foreclosure now, Call the law offices of Andrew Weitz for a free consultation about your mortgage and your rights as a homeowner. Call 855-864-4010.
I tell everybody that I'm so happy I went to the lawyer to see him.
Josephine and Glenn Ruiz also got help from attorney Andrew Weitz, and their home was saved from foreclosure. They tried on their own to save their home for a long time.
Over 3 years.
How long?
Over 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I went to people, they took my money, didn't do anything for me. I went to this big company thinking that's who was going to help me, but not until I went to see the lawyer, and finally he helped me. And from the very beginning, they said they can help me.
In fact, they were behind on their mortgage payments for more than 3 years. The original loan was $363,573.33, and the payment was $1,530, and that was for interest only, and they couldn't make the payments.
I was in foreclosure, almost losing my house by any day now.
Attorney Andrew Weitz got them a principal reduction. The new loan amount is $224,873.33, a principal reduction of $138,700. The new monthly payment of $680.97 covers interest and helps to pay down the principal. Their new loan rate is 2%. 2% for the life of the loan.
I never expected it to be that low, to be honest with you.
I heard you guys something like 2% for...
2% for 30 years, so, and excellent. I never dreamed I would even get it, to be honest with you. I thought we were going to lose our home,
Tell me about the other guys who didn't do good by you. What did they do wrong?
Just tell you a bunch of stuff that they know that's what you want to hear. They take your money, and they never do anything, but they want more and more money. And they never helped us, But,
And you tried to deal with the bank, too, yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you get the runaround with the bank. The bank, you talk to one person at the bank, and that person will tell you something, but then the next time you talk to somebody else, they never connect. Those two people, whoever you talk to the bank, never connect together. So you never get nothing accomplished with your bank on your own. It's too hard.
But they'll listen to a lawyer.
Oh, within 2 months, 2.5 months, we're done.
You've heard the expression, terms you can live with? Well, they've got terms they can live with. Josephine and Glenn are really thankful for that 2% interest rate that was locked in.
I mean, 2%, who would think even 2%? That's not even an interest rate you can get right now.
Yeah.
They're a little higher now.
Right.
And they're going up. So,
But yours is fixed.
Yeah. Yep, fixed. Yeah.
And for how long?
30 years.
2% fixed for 30 years?
Yeah. We're lucky. We're very lucky. Thank God.
Did you get a principal reduction also?
Yeah, over $100,000 principal reduction. Yeah, it was over 100.
Now, when you bought this house, I guess you probably bought it at the peak, huh?
We bought it. We've been here 24 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and my husband lost his job, so it's been a tough so many years, a lot of years. We were struggling.
But hold it for a second. You owned the house for 24 years, and the bank was trying to foreclose it.
Absolutely.
They wouldn't cut a deal with you?
They wouldn't.
I don't get it. After 24 years, the bank was trying to foreclose your house. They couldn't make a deal for what was left on the house?
No, they couldn't. They wouldn't. They tell you a bunch of stuff, and every time you send in papers, they want more papers that you already sent like 10 times. They ask you again. And, I mean, they never...
What would motivate that?
I would like to know. I mean,
isn't that hard to believe that after living here for 24 years, the bank would not negotiate with you and make a deal?
Yes, very hard. I thought I was going to be able to do it on my own, but I never could. And I knew the ins and outs of it. I learned as I was going. I knew a lot, and I know a lot.
Do you suspect the bank really wanted to foreclose your house and just take it from you?
Absolutely. They tried many times.
Yeah.
I was like one day from being foreclosed on. And luckily, I went to see the lawyer, and he helped me.
I mean, it sounded like they were just in the business of grabbing houses.
Absolutely. I think they are. They don't care about the person, you know. They don't care one bit.
Do they care about the relationship after 24 years?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. They don't care one bit. One bit. I was told a lot of lies from them that, you know, they never came together on anything. You know, you talk to one person and the other, next time you call, the other person doesn't know what the other person said at the bank. You know, so it's hard to deal with the bank.
Do you think it was planned misinformation? I mean, like almost like it was done on purpose?
I do. I believe they wanted to foreclose. And that's the part I don't understand. Why would you want to foreclose when, you know, we're willing to pay the payment? Just let us pay the payment, you know?
Yeah.
So it was crazy. For 3 years I've been trying.
You've got to wonder, after living in this house for 24 years, why wouldn't the bank help them? Glenn didn't have much to say, but you could feel his emotion and the drain he went through. You want to see what relief looks like? Look.
We've been through hell. been rough.
Well, I'm glad you could laugh about it now. You know?
It's such, you don't believe what a relief it is off your shoulders, you know, what you go through. When you're trying to deal with something like this, it's very much a strain, complete strain.
And they have nothing but praise for attorney Andrew Weitz and his staff.
It had only been 2.5 months. They were working on it. Wow. They did what I couldn't do in 3 years, in 2 months, you know.
Or the other people who took your money.
Oh, yep. They just took my money, you know. Those type of people are just crooks, you know. I don't think they even know how to help you. They just tell you things that you want to hear, and, you know, they don't do it. They didn't do anything.
If you are in default on your mortgage, or if you fear you will go into default, or if you are in foreclosure now, call the law offices of Andrew Weitz for a free consultation about your mortgage and your rights as a homeowner. Call 855-864-4010. The law offices of Andrew Weitz can review your loan documents to determine if there was any wrongdoing by your lender, loan companies, banks, service providers, or their representatives. There are laws to protect you. Call for a free consultation. 855-864-4010. I'm Alan Mendelson. Thanks for joining us. If you are in default on your mortgage, or if you fear you will go into default, or if you are in foreclosure now, call the law offices of Andrew Weitz for a free consultation about your mortgage and your rights as a homeowner. Call 855-864-4010. 855-864-4010. This was a paid presentation of the law offices of Andrew Weitz.